So another live, and today we're live on. So this is the TikTok camera, guys. Okay, so say hi to the TikTok people. Fantastic! It's amazing. How do you feel today, Etienne?
I always feel good, and this is an exciting day for me. Every end of the month, we go and
Yes.
review the numbers, and I really love to go through these things because it's actually a black and white indication if we're progressing or we're not, we're stalling. Where do we need to put our attention?
Fantastic.
I always talk about attention being like if you don't keep your eye on it, you're screwed. Like you can only go on and focused on one thing.
Yes, and also understanding their numbers, and that's why it's important to do this exercise to and to don't be surprised if you know this.
So this is if there's anybody watching actually, and if you're not doing this, if you're not tracking your numbers on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, it's critical. And now even more today, because today's the end of the first quarter of the year. So if you set your goals at whatever you had them set, this could be an indication of where you're going. Are you going to hit the target? Or are you not going to hit the target? I was also looking at other parameters, but today we're going to just look at meetings that were booked per month. So January, February, March. And some other parameters like the number of calls that we actually had to do to get those number of meetings, and what was the conversion on them. No, do we look at do I have the? I'm going to check the numbers again, Jeff. If you want to see if there's anybody connecting, if you want to share, if you want to ask us questions, it doesn't have to be about this. It could be about anything. We're here to help you grow your business, change your situation that you can actually get into a position where you're able to have. Or be able to predict your revenues, get control of your business.
I love that. I love that. So right now we have on Instagram, we have Michelle Charles, we have Progressive Realty. So thank you for joining. Amy, do we have anyone on TikTok? Let's shoot up. Hello. So we got 4 people already on our live. So
let's start with the number of calls, because that's always a popular one. Now, keep in mind, it's not just calls. We have a bunch of stuff that we do simultaneously, but I'm extracting one aspect of what we're doing, the calls. Let's talk about that. So for January, number of calls we made was 3,591. So 3,591 calls. In February, we made 3,097 calls. And lastly, for March, 3,252. So you see, we went from a drop from January to February, about 500 calls, less, which is not good. And then we were 300 or so called. Well, we're still 300 under the start of the year. And I think because, again, start of the year, fresh new start, we're all excited, we're all pumped. But then the routine settles in. If our attention starts veering off, we keep our eye off the target, and this is what happens. So if you're not tracking, you don't know. And then it's a feeling. And then you start tweaking maybe the wrong things, thinking, oh, no, it's not the calls, it's something else. Now we know the calls are dropping. We got to keep our focus on it. And maybe this is what we'll do. We're going to say that for April, we're going to reach the 4,000. Do we have
we all have an agreement,
Monsieur François? And that includes you making 4,000 calls. We have a question. Let's go to the question before we go to the other parameters and other numbers.
All right, let's do it.
Go ahead. Suzanne is asking per person. No, that's a sad thing that you just said now, because now I feel small. I feel like shit.
Actually, Suzanne, you actually gave him an idea.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do it. No, it's not. It's the team. Now, keep in mind, the team goes up and down. It fluctuates. Like many businesses out there, we're struggling. Are we still struggling with the fact of
recruitment?
It's hiring more people.
It's always a challenge.
It's quite a tricky thing. So we set a certain number, a minimum per day, and that's what we ended up with. Now, these are not reasons for not achieving the target. We just didn't keep our attention on it. It's that simple. So thank you for that question, Susan. I appreciate the comments or the question. If there's anybody else before I go on to the next set of numbers, we do have a question, Mike.
Kevin from Ottawa is asking, using these numbers, can they be used in a company that doesn't have that many employees?
Well, it could be used in any company. I think one of the things that we want to do is always have anybody that's participating in the company that's an employee we want them to participate in what we call the growth activities, or the activities that give you that growth of your revenues. So that could include, you want to go into a few things like what we call growth activities, just to give an example.
Well, example of growth activities. Now we're talking. Now we're going over the numbers of calls, but there's also the numbers of people we reach on social media. So we ask the team, we ask everyone in the company, whoever we are in communication with, we follow them, we connect with them on social media, and that is on all platforms. That means Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, if need be. We comment, we share content. So those are other activities, or at the growth activity, where we can showcase our visibility.
It could be, to answer the question in a different way, anything that gives you more visibility, or anything that puts you in contact with someone, either someone new, ideally, like to build a new relationship, or to nurture, to keep the relationship.
What I found pretty funny is, like, we're answering the question, but I'm looking at Mike like it's Mike asking the question. It's just really
it's more interesting.
Like, Mike, for you to understand how business works.
But you know what I'd love is if anybody wants to actually communicate with us and be part and have their picture. I like to talk to people. That's why we do most of our things in a live setting.
And you know what we're gonna do? We're sending the invitation. So for anybody that actually wants to ask a question live, just send a little message, something we can share with you, a link.
It's going to be a bit tricky for us technically, but we got to try.
We'll make it work. Let's make it work.
Okay. Another thing I'd like to share, if I may continue.
Go ahead.
The no-show ratio, we call it the no-show. That means we had an appointment booked, and then the person either didn't show up at all without rescheduling, or needed to reschedule.
How do you control this?
It happens a lot. Oh, that's a good question. That's a $1 billion question right there.
I know, because
I remember I told you in the UK they did this this analysis, if you want, of the medical system, because it's publicly I guess it's like here. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong here, but the story is, and the ratios and the statistics.
But okay.
I'm going to make some of the stuff up for entertainment purposes. No, they lose billions of the medical industry, right? In the UK, they were trying to solve it because it's billions per year of people making medical appointments, and they just forget. It was like a 54% no show, or just forgot.
It's pretty high. The same thing. It's the numbers were very similar in the dental industry.
So you think of it, they're professional being paid by the
service is almost free.
So you have a booking, the doctor, or the medical, whatever they're called,
the medical specialist, the doctor,
medical people,
the dentist,
the little people, they get paid. So if someone doesn't show up, they're still, so that's billions and billions. So how to solve that is the magic formula. But for us, let's go into the numbers. So for January, and just so you know why we're sharing this, because I get this question all the time, if you understand what it is for everyone, or you have a better understanding, I should say.
Yes.
And then it's going to put you in a position where you're going to think differently. You're going to actually make more appointments, or you're not going to be like, oh, I have 2 appointments, I'm good. Because you're going to realize that these ratios apply to any industry. It doesn't matter what it is. We're dealing with humans. It's relationship based. So it's going to be the same. So that you be a broker, an agency, a dentist, an architect, anything, this is what's going to happen. So here we go. So January, 26%. That's extremely low. Like for me and my experience, this is very low. Maybe we even made a mistake on the math here. I don't know, but I suspect that this is not normal, because you'll see for the future months. So February, 40.5% no show. That makes more sense to me.
Because that's a ratio. That's a ratio that you always talked about.
I always talked about 40 to 50, percent. And then this is March. Very sad figure here. No show, 63%.
That's huge.
Could be two things. Well, it's normal. Like I said, 40, 50% is what my experience is. But it could be other things. It could be that we're not actually, and we weren't doing it as good. We weren't
following up,
confirming the appointment. There's an automated email, but it's not enough. We got to be more proactive. Or it could also be that just, our market, the actual audience that we were trying to target just got more busy. because it's not the beginning of the year. January could be the 26th, could be explained by it's much
Because
quieter.
March was the market
Yeah.
picked up a little bit, but
still-
that's kind of finding the excuse of the
Yeah.
I think before saying it's the market, before saying it's everybody's more busy, we should fix what we're doing, and then we can say, well,
Well, yeah.
we've done the follow up, we've done the texting,
Yeah.
we've done this.
No, it's
and now
not
we can explain.
absolutely.
You're trying to find excuses. It's okay.
No, and I have a solution. I have a suggestion. We talked
Go ahead.
about it, I think,
Yes.
in the French one. Now we're going to add the texting to
Yes.
to automate it, to try to make even more of a visibility, to make sure that the recipient gets an email, a text, and possibly a voicemail call.
We can.
Automated.
Yeah,
I don't know, but we're going to solve this because we need to correct this.
that's a good idea.
So great ratios. I'm going to work on another ratio. Mike, if there's anybody that joined or questions, comments, please go ahead. Maybe Jeff, if you want to go over those so that I can look at the numbers.
Yes.
There's Olivia from Montreal that's asking, did you guys reach your financial targets for your first quarter?
Did we reach our financial targets for the quarter?
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. So we had very ambitious goals, and we didn't. But we have to catch up. We're still growing, but not enough. So we'll still have to catch up. Maria has a question. Do you want to read it, Mike, or you want me? Your call. Go ahead.
Well, I have another question here. Ava, also from Montreal, that's asking, when you set your target, how do you know what's realistic and what's ambitious?
Well, I don't think there's real or ambitious. I don't like real targets. I don't like because
Realistic.
well, yeah, but real. Is that what you mean? Is that what the question is?
Well, ambitious or realistic?
Well, to me, it's like saying, I know I can do this, so that's my goal. That's where's the challenge? Where's the growth? Where's the feeling of, oh man, I did this? Because that's where the fun comes in. It's that to push yourself, to challenge yourself. You know you can do more than that. So
Of course.
a goal for me needs to be exciting. A goal for me needs to be like, oh man, I did this. Now I want to set the bar higher. What can I do? What's my potential? That's a powerful thing right there. I want to be proud of so whoever was, excuse me, so whoever was saying
you're not cutting me off, you're cutting Maria, your wife.
Okay, I'll shut up. Yes, love.
So she's saying I think she's trying to because we were talking about the appointment, the no shows.
Yep.
I think she's referring to this. She says, could it be that people had enough time to change their mind, like cold feet before a wedding, which usually takes 1 year to plan?
That's a great No, but that's a great analogy, and that's a great point.
That.
We did start doing something differently back. We started double booking, meaning
Yes.
at some point we were booked for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and that was too far.
Drink some water.
Huh? No, it's just I'm tired. I'm losing my voice. It's okay. It's not gonna get any better anytime
You know
soon.
what? You just said to the 1,000 people
What?
that you're tired.
I am tired.
That's not something that you share.
You
usually.
should be tired. Aha.
I'm always
Yeah.
tired. So hey.
So wait. So what we started doing was
Yes.
double book because at 3 weeks, 2 weeks, next week is too far, right? We
Yes.
want instant gratification. So we start bookings, meaning book 2 at a time. You know, there's 40 or 60, between 40 and 60 that just won't be able to make
Won't
it,
show
right?
up.
We talked about it. We tracked it, and you guys are tracking your numbers, and you know that those ratios are yours too. So double book. There you go. But what do I do if 2 of them show up at the same time? Mike would say.
Well,
The
you
mechanics.
improvise.
You go for it. That's a good problem to have. I have 2 appointments at the same
Of
time.
course.
Well, you solve it. You'll figure it out. If you want help on that, let me know because we've been doing it. So I want to share. Was there something else, or I can go into the?
No,
the
that's
number?
it. Go ahead.
So this is another, for me, very interesting number. And I think for a lot of brokers, a lot of people that do calls, amongst other things, to know this figure. How many calls do I have to make to get an appointment? How many, like that, what you've heard all your life, I'm sure you'd agree with this. You would
Yes.
concur.
I concur.
10% is what you hear all the time, right?
Yes.
For 20 years or more, I've been in sales. It's always 10%. You call 100, you get 10. That's completely bogus. For us, we're at 2% here. So January, we were at 2.6%, which is really high. For February, we were at 1.6%, and for March, this is pathetic. We were at 0.7%. So you see, if you're gonna have that part of your strategy, if you're gonna implicate anything, doesn't matter if it's calls, emails, texts, you need to know these ratios so that you can do the correct output for the result. You get it?
Why do you think we went from that 2 point something percent, 2.6% to 0.7? Because we still did the outreach. We still managed to get very close to what we were, the number of calls. But why do you think we weren't able to book more or to close more?
I think, well, one of the things I observed, and you as well, Jeff, is that we were booking too far down the road. Like we were saying, oh, next, like we're Monday. Let's say it's a Monday. We're making the call. Oh, when are you available next week? Why next week? I mean, what about this afternoon? What about tomorrow? Why are we booking so far? Like it's easy to say, yeah, I'll do it next week, and then you get busy and you just forget. And so there's a combination of that. Plus, there's the combination of we weren't doing the follow-ups correctly or in the right way. So I think that's what explains it.
Susan is asking, those meetings, do you book them in person or do you book them by Zoom?
I absolutely prefer and want the face-to-face for what we do. Selling on Zoom or on the phone or on anything for a bigger ticket item is practically, in my opinion, well, I haven't figured out how to do it.
Oh, it's harder.
Let me be
of course.
straight. I need that connection. I need the energy. Like if you come and meet, you're gonna have a different experience than watching on TV and on the screen. It's not the same. Like you need to smell the nice perfume that I have, and you need to see my baby blue eyes correctly. You see what I'm saying? It's there's a thing when you're in front of someone face to face.
There's an energy. There's a vibe. There's everything.
When you go on a date, there's a reason.
There's the body language as well. Because it tells it tells a lot.
So I will prefer to do a face to face, but obviously if someone's in Gaspésie and there's no way for them to get here or for me to get there. Because I'll go far. I'll go as far as Quebec City.
As far
well,
further.
I guess I should push it further now. But we will prefer to answer the question
in person.
In person. If we can't, we'll do it by digital means. Let me pull. Maybe talk about the contest. I'm going to pull some numbers.
So amazing contest that we have. Maybe we can show. So we have $10,000 of Apple products. So MacBook, iPad, iPhone, and AirPods. So how you win? Very simple. Interact, engage with us. That means like, share, comment, tag someone that would be interested about the contest. Subscribe to our channel. Review on Google. We have multiple Googles. Etienne launched yesterday, and which I think will be real beneficial to everyone. If you Google review on all the platforms or multiple platforms, or you subscribe to any of our channels, you get 5 times.
No, any time you subscribe or you review, you get 5. So, but we have multiple accounts, so you can actually get 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5
plus 5.
So it's great.
We have 63, I think, episodes that you can re-listen, re-engage, re-like, re-everything, and we are going to we're not draw the winner on the 100th episode.
All right. So next up, we've got one that again, this for me, it's the meetings book. In other words, the amount of time we were in front of someone, being able to present, if you want. That's another way of saying it, right? So January started off with 94. So remember, if you're tracking this, the calls were 3,500 calls, 3,600 to be very precise, for 94 appointments that were actually done.
Yes.
Then 50% less for February. We're at 50. A round number like that? That can't be. Someone did an error in the math. How can you fall on 50? This is Gabriel. I don't know if he's watching, but I'm going to check these numbers. Anyways, 94 in January.
Why not?
A 50? A round
why
number?
Not?
Well, you could fall at 49 or 51 too.
I don't know. I have a hard time.
It would be odd if it was like a point something, 50. It can be.
Yeah,
it could have been.
That's true.
70.
But it's still 50% less. That's quite substantial. And then it gets worse. Oh no, it doesn't get worse.
Yeah, it does get
Oh
worse.
yeah, it does get worse. I highlighted the wrong thing. We're at 23 for the month of March. You see, our focus went somewhere else, and this is all collapsing now. So we got to get back on track. This is why it's so important. I'm telling you, I know most of them. I'd bet a lot of money no one's doing this. No one's tracking. I want the comments. I want the feedback. Even if we're not live, by the way, I read the comments, and I'm gonna go reach out to you if you want. It doesn't have to be live, but write your comments. Tell me if you're doing this type of exercise.
Absolutely.
No one knows what they're doing. Like they think they're doing a certain
it's
amount.
based on them. It's based on emotion. It's based on what they're feeling. It's based on. Oh, I think we do have something.
Nicholas wanted to know what are the important KPIs to track when you're doing this?
That's an excellent question.
Everything should be tracked. Everything should be tracked, Nick. You can't because you don't know until you track it what actually is converting into something tangible. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want to know if we're doing something, anything, and for how long, because that's the only way to go back to if you're not happy about the result, or if you're happy and you want to double, triple, quadruple, be more efficient with something, you got to track it.
Right.
And if you do things on autopilot, we gave this example multiple times before, but if you the survey from was it Harvard or the survey about the email?
I think it was Harvard, but one of those.
So when you ask someone and ask yourself this, how long do you spend on social media? If anybody wants to type the comment on how much, and not social media, excuse me, emails, well, social media too. How long do you spend per day? Most people don't know the number because they're doing automatically, autopilot style. Oh, not more than an hour. Yeah. Look at your screen time. The Apple, did Android have that? Can you track where you spend your energy on your phone?
Probably with an app.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it's important to do that for everything. So good question. Thanks for asking it. Do we have any other questions? Comments, Mike?
Comments, nothing. And meanwhile, we have other people. Alexi Breck, Lira Tarova, Kenika, thank you. And Ariane Saint Louis. We have Karim Sebata. So thank you for joining.
So we're talking about numbers. We reviewed the numbers every month. At the end of the month, we were a bit late this month. We're going to share some numbers with you of what we did for the growth of our business. So anybody that's in sales, you'll understand this, or you should, and you should track. So again, thanks everybody for joining. If there's more comments or no more, we're going to move on. Are we good?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're good, Mike?
We're good.
All right.
Fantastic.
We'll see you tomorrow.